Hey, what's up, everybody? It's D's World. Got a reaction. Okay, now I'm watching with this podcast, and they're talking about a ex spy from the CIA that he's talking about that, like, you can't hide from CIA. Ooh, that's interesting. I want to see what's up with that, man. Cause man, they find everybody with that kind of stuff. So, let's go straight into it. All right, interesting.
You could hide away from CIA, couldn't you?
You could try. Yeah, we have the skills to try and to do a pretty good job of it. But if they were to really use all of their resources, they'd find pretty much anybody.
So what's been a method where they've done something where other people are scared to not want to follow through with that?
So I think there's two things here, right? So first, I would say that I would disagree with your first point that you have to have a public example of punishment to convince people not to do something. You actually don't need a public punishment. You just need to state and demonstrate some level of high probability that something might happen. Most people are motivated by fear. Fear is a future state. So if they just instill enough fear is something that controls behavior. So if you're coming from CIA, I mean, put yourself in the shoes of a person who has committed part of their life to working for this organization, and then they leave, and then they start writing a book, or they start speaking out, they start coming on podcasts, whatever it might be. They don't want to run the risk of crossing a boundary too far and then actually forcing the hand of the federal government. You don't want to be that person, because you're in my heart, I'm still very proud of serving. The last thing I want to do, going to jail isn't the worst thing. Having my wages garnered isn't the worst thing.
Hey, put me to jail, lock me up, throw away the keys. Nah, hell nah.
Losing the respect of the same organization that I served, losing the respect of the American people who I love, that's worse than sitting in a jail cell.
Yeah, but that's your character. That's not everyone's character,
That's
right?
a lot of our characters. The people I left. Keep in mind, I left. I had my first child and I left. Many people have many children and stay. Many people sacrifice their relationships, multiple divorces. They sacrifice their health. They sacrifice their fitness. They sacrifice everything to continue to serve.
Damn.
For me and my wife, 2014 came and we had to make a life decision. And we decided to prioritize family first. Now, you were exactly right that 2016 on, massive attrition from the intelligence services. We were at the front end of it, but what they've seen since 2016 is incredible. And we didn't start the trend. We just happened to be on the first wave
of leaving. But you left like it's like selling your property at a perfect time. You sold at a perfect time.
And we're very happy of it too.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, congratulations on selling your property at a perfect time. So okay, fair enough. So I asked that because, you said fear is a great motivator of what actions we take in the future. I get it. But I also think, sometimes also when you learn a lot, the three phases we all go through with parents and kids, right? First phase, kids idolize their parents. Then second phase, they demonize their parents. Oh, I saw what you did, Dad. Your mom, I saw, they demonize. Then third phase is they humanize their parents, right? I'm assuming an agent, a CIA agent or an FBI or an NSA probably goes through those three phases with the agency as well. You first idolize, like to others, you're like, oh my God, and the CIA, that's sick. I'd be using that to get laid every day. That's what I'd be doing. Right? So I'm assuming like phase one is, dude, I'm idolizing. I'm part of the freaking CIA. And second phase is like, damn, that's some dirty stuff right there. Because there's stuff that we don't know, right? So then you demonize.
That's true.
Then you humanize. And you say, well, these are not perfect people. Everybody makes mistakes, and every organization makes mistakes. Corporations make mistakes. Governmental agencies make mistakes, et cetera, et cetera. So you go more in the humanizing phase. But while somebody's in the demonizing phase and they're seeing the dark side of the organization, that's a vulnerable area for somebody to come in and exploit that opportunity.
Absolutely.
Okay, and many have from the outside, right? We've had agents that have been bought, money, sex, women, all of that stuff. For me, when it says a life...
Only thing I heard was money, sex, women. Damn, that could be a song, huh? Money, sex, women. Money, sex, women. Money, let's go back. What do you say again?
that have been bought, money, sex, women, all of that stuff.
See, that could be a song, huh? Money, sex, women. money, sex, women.
For me, when it says a lifelong type of an NDA, you call it secrecy. I don't know. It's like sometimes I wonder if it's happening, we don't know about it, but they can't talk about it because it'll ruin the credibility of the existing agency. Because how do some people know so much about us? Where are they getting their intel? Like you were talking about how Russia, on another podcast, you were talking about how great of a job Russia's done against Ukraine, how they're actually getting exactly what they want. Yes, Ukraine has shown a lot of strength, but maybe Russia's strategy is working very effectively. How they're getting their intel, I don't know. Even you said, I don't know how they're doing what they're doing. So how are they doing it? Maybe we have some people that are supporting them. Could that be a possibility?
I would say it's more than a possibility. It's almost a guarantee that the United States, in the world of intelligence, we all assume that we are penetrated to some level or another, right? Penetrated means we have a mole.
Penetrate. Only thing I'm thinking, penetrate,
among us, or we have information leaks among us. There's a technical operation collecting information from servers or databases somewhere, right? You have to assume that you're compromised, because if you assume that you're not compromised, you're even more exposed to risk. So assume that you're compromised, compartmentalize from there, and act appropriately, increase your security from there, right? Just like I joked about the guy who didn't let me in the front door, that's awesome security for valuetainment. This building is that much more secure because that guy, in the face of doubt, kept me out. No problem, he let me in eventually.
Guy's getting a promotion, by the way.
But that's how you have to operate if you want to maximize security, right? When it comes to why we don't speak out of school, yeah, we don't want to dishonor our country, we don't want to dishonor CIA, we don't want to smear our family names, but we also, for damn sure, don't want to give our enemies information they might be able to use against us just so that we can talk about it on CNN or talk about it in the press. There's an awesome example of Osama Bin Laden from 2002, 2003. The Wall Street Times, or maybe the New York Times, Wall Street Journal or New York Times, was speaking to as a intelligence service anonymous source.
Oh, this is going to be some good. Let me go back a little more, man. A little more. Because it's about Bin Laden. Man.
Was speaking to as a intelligence service anonymous source, and they talked about how we were tracking Bin Laden through his satellite phone. That was a source and a method, right? The one thing we're not supposed to talk about. And then because of that, Bin Laden stopped using that satellite phone, completely changed his communication strategy, went dark, went black, and we had to start all over again.
Damn.
I don't want to give China any advantages. I don't want to give Russia any advantages. I want to give the American people every advantage we can give them, but I also want to be able to talk honestly about what my peers don't talk about, because just like you're saying, I want to respect my secrecy agreement, but I also want to be able to shed some additional perspective on the awesome work that the men and women still inside get to do. The privilege that I have as an American, being able to leave and still talk about it. Because if I was in France, I wouldn't be able to. If I was in China, I wouldn't be able to. If you're an SVR officer in Russia, once you leave, you don't get to talk about it.
Damn.
If you like this short clip, make sure you click.
Interesting, man. But hey, man, that all makes sense what you're saying. Yeah, that's why all that stuff in the media and the news, it's always some bullshit all the time when they always saying this and this and this about that kind of stuff. It's like, man, why are they going to have that information that fast like that? At the same time, that means the whole world's going to hear that. Anybody's going to do that. So, yeah, makes sense, man. Makes sense. That's cool. That's a good interview. All right, man, hit me in the comments, man. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, show love, man. Peace.